From WNIJ Studios on the campus of Northern Illinois University, this is Sessions from Studio A. Sessions from Studio A is a showcase for local and touring artists playing original music here in Northern Illinois and Southern Wisconsin. We record their live sets and bring the performances to you. Coming up this hour, music and an interview with O.P.E. Your favorite Midwestern word is now your favorite Midwest band. We've got a great set coming up from this four-piece group that blends classic and progressive rock with their influences from the worlds of jazz and funk. Stay tuned for their performance and my talk with band members. It's O.P.E. coming up on Sessions from Studio A.
I know something gives it and I leave them away.
Welcome to Sessions from Studio A. I'm Spencer Tritt with O.P.E. coming up on the show this week. We've got a great set from them. We'll hear some real virtuosos on their instruments this hour. O.P.E. plays their own unique brand of progressive rock, and they have strong backgrounds in the world of jazz. We'll talk with band members later on a little more about their backgrounds and their music, but let's get right into it, that performance now, with this first one titled Slope. Music and conversation with O.P.E. coming up this hour on Sessions from Studio A.
Sunrise, I brought my lantern. Rain in my cup, corners till it's gone. With the clouds here in my salvation. Watch it drop the degrees, hold me gone. Well, I walked in to New York Station. Watch it go, I'll give it all back and smile. nights left to sleeping fine. Talking fast makes it all alright. All these days I often count the faces I forget in daylight. Guess that I'll just go rewrite the past that I've been told to wander far, and I don't need the signs to tell me where to land. Tell your tales and leave them long, and tell me once again till they're right. Walk along the lonesome road and skip along the trails out at night. Guess that I'll just go rewrite the past that I've been told to wander far, and I don't need the signs to tell me where to lay. signs can tell me where to live. Guess that I'll just go rewrite the past that I've been told. The wander far and I don't need the signs to tell me where.
This is Sessions from Studio A. You just heard O.P.E performing live here in the studio, and we have the band joining us now. O.P.E, thanks for coming out to DeKalb and playing in Studio A.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks for having us.
Let's get everyone's name and also what you're playing in the band here today. Let's go down the line.
Tim on guitar and vocals, Tim Cavanaugh.
Johnny Gifford on drums and vocals.
Matt Cavanaugh on guitar and vocals.
Aaron Krings on bass.
Let's get a little history of this project. I think this is a newer project for all of you guys. Give us some of the history of the band and how this got going.
Tim and I have played music on and off for, I don't know, since we were in high school, just acoustic things and whatever, and we would write some stuff back 10, 15 years ago. And there was a time where Johnny and I were in a band together and played here.
Right.
3-4 years ago.
Shout out Fuzz Love.
Yeah. And then that came to an end, and I just like writing a lot of music, and Tim and I were hanging out and just talking about writing music and going to see live music, and I just brought up the idea. I was like, well, I kind of want to keep playing music like this and write music. So, yeah, and then we talked about it. We started doing it, I don't know, once or twice a week for a while, and came up with a collection of tunes. One of them we played today.
Yeah.
And then after that, probably a few months later, we asked these guys to hop on. So
Okay. So the two of you kind of have some longer musical history then.
Yeah, as you noticed, the name's the same. So
You're not related, though.
No, we are.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're cousins. And
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I confused you when I said that. But yeah, so we've been, we both started around, I don't know, probably playing grade school, and then Matt said slowly listening to I don't know, just evolving musically, I guess, getting the jam, then jazz, and he went to school, I went to a bit of school, and he met these two guys, which I'm grateful for. So
Yeah, you guys kind of have a wide range of influences and tastes, I think, things you like you mentioned, Matt, you and Johnny were here with Fuzz Love. That was kind of a jam band. And then we actually just had Aaron Krings here playing with the jazz quartet, doing your original jazz compositions recently, too. So good to have you back. And then it's just cool that you guys have this wide range of influences, too. Talk a little bit about finding the sound, then, for this band. Is it like a combination of kind of all these influences? Tell us a little bit about kind of developing the sound of O.P.E.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the thought is pretty much anytime that we've wrote a song and we bring a song and everybody chips in on it, but probably a lot of it's written by one to maybe two people, me or Matt, Aaron as well. And then pretty much anytime that I and Matt have wrote something, we pretty much try and make it like not the same as anything else we've wrote, which you might be able to tell.
I noticed
hopefully.
that in the set today.
Yeah, it's like, what? But that's kind of the point, is to keep it very fresh and then really push ourselves and not be boring, I think. Or maybe ADD, who knows?
Probably the latter.
Yes.
Yeah, for me anyways.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys went from, you'd kind of be a little more jammy and funky on one, and then another one like Badger really had kind of like a 60s psychedelic influence, I heard too, going on in there. So yeah, even song to song, you can hear the diverse kind of backgrounds and influences you guys have, I think. Going back to what you were saying about the writing, Tim, so it sounds like one person will kind of write the song and then bring it to the others. Tell us a little bit more about the writing process.
Yeah, majority. I mean, they can all speak to. There's kind of just my own personal way of thinking of it, I think, to an extent. But like, especially when we started, Matt and I would maybe write a little bit and send smaller pieces, and then it got to be writing like 70 to 80-ish% of a song, and then Matt would help me finish it, or I would like be like, well, what if we did this? And then he would be like 2 weeks later, like, yo, I got the end of this or whatever.
Nice.
So maybe not all written, like not like really like super specifically, oh, this is done by one person, you can't touch it. Not like that at all. But just to kind of get one person's like take on it, I think, and shape it and then give it to the rest of the group.
Yeah, it definitely is. You kind of write something and you have it to a certain extent, but then I also write it with these guys in mind. So like there's certain songs I'm like, oh, well, there'd be this drum solo thing that I know Johnny would absolutely crush it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to put this there because it's going to be awesome. Or whatever. But so I think about like the guys that are, that are here and like how they play and how I'm like, oh, I know this would sound great. But yeah, a lot of it, it definitely is like someone has an initial, idea and varying degrees of fleshed out. A song like Upshot today, Tim wrote pretty much the whole entire thing, and then we played it like one time at my house, and I was like, hey, like, what about this one extra like bar? What if we just did this? And then he was like, oh yeah, and then we brought it in.
Same thing. I showed it to Aaron, and he's like, you should do a solo part with like there's like a 2-guitar interlude thing in the middle, and I wrote it, but it was his like, you should do that. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I feel like we're really strong at like bouncing ideas off each other, especially in rehearsal. Like they will have the bones of everything here, but they'll let me put my 2 cents where they are, and they're like free to veto that. But a lot of times I think it works better when somebody will say, hey, let's do this, or this might work here, and feel like we have a good relationship and everybody's understanding, and we're all cool if they're like, no, that's not gonna happen. But a lot of times it works, so it's really great and collaborative in that way too. Even when I'm not writing the song or whatever, they'll let me put my 2 cents in there.
Cool.
Yeah, and like even like over time too, like it's not like we'll meet up in a rehearsal and like rehearse the song a couple times and we're just like, cool, that's it.
Yeah.
We are gonna play it the same way every time. even like the composed sections will change over time too. Like we'll run them a bunch, we'll play them live a bunch, and then we'll start hearing different things. So the tunes are ever evolving, which is really cool.
You are hearing from my talk with O.P.E on Sessions from Studio A. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back with more from that interview and more from their performance recorded live here in Studio A. Check out more from O.P.E on Facebook, and they're on Instagram at ope.band. We'll be right back in just a minute here on Sessions from Studio A. Welcome back to Sessions from Studio A with O.P.E. The band is Tim Cavanaugh on vocals and guitar, Matt Cavanaugh also on vocals and guitar, Johnny Gifford playing drums and singing backup vocals, and Aaron Krings on bass for this performance. Let's get right back into the music now because we've got a wild one from them for you next. This is called In Case of What. It's O.P.E, recorded live on Sessions from Studio A.
else to write. Right here I've always wondered how far to climb. Then I was so much younger, not all in time. I found it, and I don't know if I can make the time. I stumbled, and I don't know where you crossed the line. So don't go leaving again, 'cause you tell me nothing. And I don't know, it's hard to explain. And I know you're right. Right here I've all in under. It's hard to find the words to call it something off my mind. Found it, and I don't know if I can make the time. I stumble, I don't know where you crossed the line. I wonder on where I'll go off the road. It's all behind me. I found it, I don't know if I can make the time.
In Case of What, recorded live by O.P.E on Sessions from Studio A. Thanks for joining us for this hour's set from the band. They're currently working on their debut album with plans to get into the studio later this year or early next year. They don't have any recorded music out now yet, so that means you have to listen to this episode again if you want to hear that song, or you can go over to WNIJ.org and check out some behind-the-scenes video of the performance as well. Coming up after the break, I'll talk with O.P.E about plans to record that upcoming debut album and more about what's coming up in the future for them. Stay tuned for more live recordings and more from my talk with O.P.E here on Sessions from Studio A.
In my salvation, watch it drop the degrees.
This is Sessions from Studio A. Let's get right back into our live recording with O.P.E. You can find behind-the-scenes video from this next one over on our website, along with this full episode, and on the WNIJ YouTube channel. This one's called Upshot. It's O.P.E, recorded live on Sessions from Studio A. gotta ask about this band name, O.P.E. I don't know if it's like something in our Midwest DNA that we all just say O.P.E. and none of us really realize it. But I love the band name, and then I noticed on your Facebook that it looks like O.P.E. is an acronym. What does O.P.E. stand for?
What do you want it to stand for?
Oh, okay. I have to think about that.
Yeah, I can't say most of the ones I've come up with on radio. So,
We had a list of ideas originally, and I think the first initial idea was to call it was to have it as like O.P.E, and then every gig call ourselves something different.
Okay.
But then it started to get kind of hard to like tell people what it was, and they were like, "Wait, what?"
It was too inside of a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just made it OPE like.
Definitely an ode to our Midwestern roots.
Yes.
100%.
Definitely,
Yeah.
it's funny that I'm the one who came up with it, but I'm from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a list of like 40 things, and everybody's like, he put that one in there, O.P.E, and one of a list of like 10. And we're like, yeah, that's it. And everybody was pretty much unanimous. Like, yeah, that'll do it. It's got the stupidity to it. That fits our
vibe, baby.
Yeah, a little bit of goofiness.
Don't take ourselves too seriously.
Definitely not.
Have a little bit of goofiness, especially in our longer shows when we open it up with covers, and we've sang some goofy songs, and we like to do
Some
our
speeches.
PBR commercials. There's been some speeches.
J.G. Wentworth as well.
J.G. Wentworth.
877 cash.
Some Randy Newman tunes.
Yeah.
Randy.
So the live shows sound fun.
They're a lot of fun.
And yeah, so this acronym can be open for interpretation.
Sure.
It sounds
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever you want it to stand for.
That's right.
What are some plans and goals for the band coming up next, as we get into winter and into next year? Are there any plans to do any recording? What's coming up for the band?
Definitely recording. We're squirreling away some cash right now to record a record. I don't know how many songs. 8, 10, 20,
Like
30. I don't know.
An album's worth.
An album's worth.
Yeah.
double record.
Yeah, so definitely looking to do that. Looking to obviously play more, like we were talking about. Try to hop on some bills with some other bands as well, in Chicago and wherever else in the area.
Yeah.
Any studio you would have in mind to record at, or places you guys have worked
think,
at before?
I've done a lot of work at Rax Tracks in Chicago.
Yeah.
They're super cool over there, real chill vibe, real hospitable as well. But still early, so we're still casting our nets out, seeing what we can find.
Yeah. And this show coming up, where's that going to be at in November?
That one was at the Uptown in Westmont.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. And
Shout out to Chris.
be sure
Shout
to
out to Chris.
Yeah.
November 2nd at the Uptown in Westmont, 9 p.m. Crispy
right.
PBRs on tap.
3 sets.
Are you guys gonna do 3 sets? Because
Oh, yeah.
I saw online
Yes.
that
Yeah.
you guys have been doing like 3-hour sets, and
Dude.
it's pretty intense.
Yes.
Yeah, we like to take some chances, try some things out, and get a little adventurous on those.
You guys don't have any recordings out now because this is a newer project. That's correct. Or do you have any recordings out now?
Nothing like super serious that we.
Okay, so people got to come out to the show to hear some music, and then be on the lookout for some stuff coming later this year. Where's the best place people can kind of keep up with you guys, news, and all of that good stuff? Give us the plugs.
Instagram, ope.band, and Facebook as well. Those are the main 2 things that we've been hitting right now.
We will begrudgingly start a TikTok soon.
I've been holding out.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to, but
Yeah, honestly, the best
Got it.
thing you can do to support the band right now is just follow us on Instagram and Facebook and come out to a show.
Yeah, come out to a show.
Yeah.
Tell a friend or 2.
Yeah,
come
we're-
along, check it out.
come say hey. We'd love to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're always posting the latest and greatest there, so whenever there's a gig, you can find it out there.
Yeah.
Ope, that was a fantastic set here today. Thanks so much again for coming out to Studio A and playing for us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
us.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you
man.
all so much.
Ope.
dreams increase and the words stay long. Do you feel them holding on? Chase the wind, let's see who's down. Line 'em up now, let's see what's been done. Bring 'em all back down under the sun. While we sleep and whisper in my ear that it's okay. Paper objects, I won't need them one more single day. Lie with me and tell me secrets. Won't you give me one? Sun is cascading down on me. I won't leave till I go. Once you've held on to it, much harder to let go. Turning pages that you can't forget yourself. Chase the wind, let's see who's there. Line 'em up now, let's see what's been done. Bring 'em all back down under the sun. While we sleep and whisper in my ear that it's okay. Paper objects, I won't need them one more single day. Lie with me and tell me secrets. Won't you give me one? Sun is cascading down on me. I won't leave till I go. Oh yeah, my name, don't leave that name. Oh yeah, my name, yeah. Oh yeah, my
closing out their live performance here in WNIJ's Studio A and our show for this week. Thanks so much to the band and to you for joining us this hour. You can check them out performing live at the Uptown in Westmont on November 2nd. Find more info about that and other shows on their Facebook page and Instagram at ope.band. Sessions from Studio A is produced at WNIJ Studios. Producers are yours truly, along with Mike Lundgren and Sam Knofsker. I'm Spencer Tritt, and thanks for joining me on another edition of Sessions from Studio A.